Hi guys, it's Dave Kraus. A lot of you hopefully are keeping socially distant. Just a teacher here at Downey High School trying to help you out with these strange times and maybe developing some attendance. So let's get started. A little bit of business, right? Keep your drive organized. It'll help out in the long run. So here I have an attendance folder with my different classes. It's pretty easy to create a folder, right? You just click new, create folder. So let's get into these forms and create some attendance. So I apologize if you hear my daughter singing in the background. She's playing with her dolls. All right, so I clicked on my untitled form. Let's go ahead and title it right away. Makes sense to organize by period. So you put P1 in front. Not much of the title will show up in Google Classroom, so I like to put it in the front of the title. Notice I put it also in the end of the title, just trying to keep the kiddos organized and help them, which helps me in the long run. Due by 3 p.m. or whatever you guys decide. Always kinds of fun. Let's get into the questions. One question I like to start with, because I'm going to reuse this form, is a date question. So I select, here's all the different options for different questions. Pretty cool. One option down here at the bottom is date. And they just click on the date and select the day of the attendance. Today's date. We need to add questions to our thing. There's options right here to add a question. You can title sections, which is kind of cool. You can add pictures. I like to do that. You can even add video. Just Google and Google Forms and Google Classroom working wonderfully. We're just going to add a simple question. Last name, comma, first name. And then I always add spell carefully, please. And to date, the students, I just deleted all my responses. Otherwise, I'd show you, but I probably shouldn't show you names anyway. The students are really good about this. Last name is, I'll show you towards the end of the video. That's important, helps you organize and take the Google form and what it creates and immediately compare it with your attendance in queue. Right, last name, alphabetical. That's it. If you notice, Google automatically switched to short answer. That's awesome. One other thing I add to my attendance forms is just how are kids doing. So sometimes I ask them, how did you sleep last night? And what's interesting is the different options I'll add, which I'll put in here in a second. I let the kids know I'm just asking how they're doing. One of the wonderful things about the community that we've created at Downey High School, right? The kids really seem to like this, or gives me something to send back to them. So that Google will spit out some results, so it's pretty cool. Let's see. So there's my questions. It's a good time to see how kiddos are doing. To keep the mood light in the attendance, I can add a picture. Pretty cool. You just click on this icon. You can upload things from different spots. I can just do a Google image search and sheep counting sleep. See what comes up. There's sheep counting. I don't know. There's a cute one. We'll just stick that in there. All I did was click on it, and then I'll click the insert button just to show you guys again how it works. Is it working? Oh, my internet at home, so slow. Let's try that again. Counting sheep. Oh, there's a cute one. There we go. Let's try that. There it goes. All right, so just a reminder, you can grab the corner, make these images don't need to be enormous. When you do the Google search like that, you don't have to worry about copyrights or anything. So that's kind of nice as far as doing the right thing. So you can I add a couple questions. The other questions I'll ask is, what was the last funny movie you saw? How'd you sleep last night? Are you getting exercise? Have you been to the beach? Just some fun questions that are, light. So that's how you create an attendance form. Let me click over and show you how I assign it to my class. Before I do that, you can, just before I leave this form, you got 0 responses. So I'm up here, I got the questions, so I can continue to edit. For future reference, if you grab these dots, you can move questions around and change the order, whatever you prefer. You could add your how you doing question to the top, whatever you prefer. A bit of note on the psychology of asking more than one question, just your name, is that the kiddos will feel like they did something. Just typing their name might seem a little thin. So let's check out. So you got responses. I definitely recommend doing the create a spreadsheet, and it gives you a nice title. It's really awesome. So I just click that, and it automatically creates this spreadsheet, timestamp, email address. Again, I'll talk about how that's school related. That's nice. And then there's my gauge question. Well, I'll show you an actually filled out form here pretty quick, but you would just click on column C. I apologize for my daughter, she's having fun with her toys. Sort sheet column by A to Z, and you would just click that, and all of these answers would be alphabetized. So that's a good way to help you take attendance from this sheet to Q. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to close that. I'll show you some real responses here in a second. Before I leave this page, let's click on colors. Another way I organize period 1 would always be, orange, let's say. So I'll show you what I do to that. You could even choose an image that would be unique. So pretty simple. Let me close that box. You can preview the form. So here's what it looks like to the kids. There's that orange bar, sort of a light orange background. There's the image. It's super short and sweet, right? But enough that they feel like they did something. Speaking of feeling like they did something, if you click the settings bar, collect email addresses, response receipts. If respondent requests it, I would say always. And I'll show you that some of my students take these attendance forms 2, 3, 4, 5 times, which I think is sweet, because they just want to make sure that they're showing that they're here or they're present in the online world. I would say no, allowing them to edit after they submit. And I'd also say no about the summary chart and text responses, just in case the student says something he shouldn't. If you do any short response style questions. Presentation, show progress bar. There's just some neat options that you can do. You can always type a nice little message. Thanks for taking attendance today. Stay healthy. I reuse my form all the time, so I would just caution you to keep that very generic, obviously, right? Plus, it's going to go to many students. I click save when I'm done. In future videos, I'll talk about how to make this a quiz and what this thing means, so stay tuned for that. I'll get back to my presentations. I'll click save, and there it is. So here's my attendance form. How do I drop that in my classwork? Well, I need to do that right now. So I apologize if the text is small. Remember, you can pause the video, but I try to get the kids to do it by 3 p.m. so I can reasonably submit attendance for the day. I'm going to add my Google Forms. Here's a really neat shortcut for you guys coming up. So there's my period 6, my period 5, my period 3 attendance. If I hit the control button, I can select multiple Google Forms at once and click add. And there they all are with, again, the period number in front, and then I also let my students know the color coding, so hopefully they get it right. I'm going to go over here to assign. I'm going to schedule it for 7:50 a.m. and not tomorrow. I want it today. Schedule. Oops, I forgot to click a couple of items, but that's okay. Here's my attendance. I can just click the edit button. You guys ever do this? I do it all the time. I want to make sure it's ungraded. The due date definitely needs a due date. We're going to make it today. I'm not going to say 259, I'll say 359. Leaves a little wiggle room for error. And those fun students, forgive me for my typing. You guys, I can't encourage you enough to, like you create folders in your Google Drive, create topics for your different categories. Now I can click schedule. So here's the benefit, right, of all my different assignments. Grouped by short story, grouped by blogs, grouped by a platform called No Red Ink for grammar. It's a nice, simple system. So all of my attendance is grouped under the category attendance. So there you go, guys. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I did want to show you guys back in my attendance folder what completed attendance response looks like. And it's pretty cool. It looks like I already organized this alphabetically. But again, I would just click on the column with the names. Is it format? No, it's data. You click on the data tool at the top, sort sheet from A to Z, and it organizes these. Again, last name first. Here I got one student submitting multiple responses. Not a big deal. Oh, it looks like he wanted to give 2 movies. So I could just delete the column. Not a big deal. I click on the whole row and delete row. You can see that my kiddos, they love the questions. Most of them are not getting enough sleep. It's kind of a think about it question. Here's their column. It's supposed to be comedy movies, and they give it a thumbs up. Some of them are rocking the emojis. I think it's really cute that a lot of them are watching G and PG movies, some Disney, some Pixar stuff. So Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, it was horrible. Oh geez. The reviews, these wonderful kiddos. These are a group of sophomores. If I look at their attendance form that I created for them, I just want to show you their responses and what it might look like. As I wrap this video up, I can turn off responses at 3 p.m. I turn it off around 4 p.m. But officially it says 3 p.m. on the schedule. Here's all their ID numbers in case there was any confusion or names. Again, I told you some students are submitting too many times. So I went into settings, and always will prevent that from happening. It's just kiddos being careful and being nice to me. Here's a nice little chart when you do a gauge question about sleep. I went to bed too late is slight majority of my students, and a significant portion, almost a third, got enough sleep. So maybe this distance learning is helping them out. Some cute movie titles again. What I would do at the end of the day is pop in on Google Classroom and say, hey, I haven't been watching any movie. Looks like I haven't been watching any movies. Wins the title, or wins the title of the day. So just a little feedback for the kiddos. Let them know that attendance matters. Hey, thanks so much for watching. It's Dave Kraus with your tech tip for Downey High School, how to take attendance using Google Forms. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. dkraus@dusd.net. Or I'm on social media at Patriot Kraus. I'll see you soon, guys. Stay healthy and stay classy.